Eala kicks off PHL Women's Open campaign on a high note. There's no better way to start a Women's Tennis Association (WTA) 125 campaign than with a win in front of a supportive home crowd. Playing her first ever professional tennis tournament on home soil, Eala ignited the hopes of Filipino fans after dismantling Russia's Elena Kareeva 6-1, 6-2, to advance to the round of 16 of the Philippine Women's Open on January 26, 2026, at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. Eala's victory also prevented an opening day sweep for the PHL delegation after two of her Kababayans, Teniel Mides and Elizabeth Abarque, dropped their round of 32 matches. After suffering a heartbreaking exit in the Australian Open, Eala walked her talk when she said she would redirect her focus to the next pro circuit she would be participating in. Laser-focused, decisive, and more consistent with her ground strokes, Eala took Kareeva to school after jumping quickly to a massive double-break lead, 4-1. Kareeva attempted to salvage the sixth game of the set after dragging Eala into back-to-back long rally exchanges but fumbled her forehand return, rewarding the Filipino with an early 1-0 lead. Filipino fans experienced a brief scare after Kareeva broke Eala's first service game to mount a 2-0 lead, but the world number 49 Pinay ace bounced back in convincing fashion with a 3-0 run to retake the cushion, 3-2. Midway through the fourth game of the set, Eala finally shrugged off her unforced errors and rediscovered her first set magic by winning 11 rally points. After another break point and a service hold, Eala never looked back as she established a 5-2 lead that sucked the life out of the visiting Russian. In just 2 sets, Eala wrapped up the round of 32 win with 61 points won, 27 on the return, including 2 service aces and 5 break points. Gusto ko lang magpasalamat sa inyong lahat na nandito kayo, Eala said during the post-game interview. Maharap ibahagi yung nararamdaman ko ngayon kasi matagal ko na itong pinapangarap, so maraming salamat. I'm trying to take it match by match. I'm in a good moment of my career. Especially playing at home, my family is able to watch me in person, finally. Eala kicks off PHL Women's Open campaign on a high note. The sun had barely finished rising over the courts when Eala stepped onto the baseline, racket in hand, eyes steady, posture calm but charged. It was the kind of morning that carries quiet expectations, the hush before the crowd settles, before the first ball is struck, before a tournament begins to reveal its story. For the PHL Women's Open, that story opened with a familiar name and a renewed sense of purpose. Eala didn't just begin her campaign that day. She announced it. From the opening rally, there was a clarity in her movement, a confidence in her shot selection that signaled something more than readiness. This was intent. Each swing carried the weight of experience earned far from home, on courts across continents, against opponents who tested her limits and sharpened her resolve. Now, back on Philippine soil, Eala played not just for points or progression, but for connection with the crowd, with her roots, and with the growing legacy of women's tennis in the country. The PHL Women's Open has always been more than a tournament. It's a statement, a declaration that Philippine tennis belongs on the global stage and that its athletes deserve the spotlight. Few embody that truth more naturally than Eala. Still young, yet already seasoned, she carries herself with the composure of someone who understands the long game. Her presence alone lifts the energy of the event, but it's her performance that truly electrifies it. What stood out most in her opening match was not just the power behind her ground strokes or the precision of her placements, but the patience. Eala constructed points like a chess player, drawing her opponent into longer exchanges, waiting for the right moment to strike. When that moment came, she didn't hesitate. A clean winner down the line. A deft touch at the net. A serve that landed with authority. The crowd felt it. You could hear it in the collective inhale before a crucial point, the cheers that followed a perfectly executed rally, the way young fans leaned closer to the railings, eyes wide, watching a player who looks like them, speaks like them, and yet has gone so far. For many of those watching, Eala represents possibility. Her journey, from junior standout to international competitor, has been followed closely by fans who see her as proof that world-class talent can rise from the Philippines with the right mix of support, discipline, and belief. Every match she plays at home carries an added layer of meaning. She is no longer just competing for herself, she is performing for a nation eager to see itself reflected in excellence. And yet, Eala never appears burdened by that responsibility. If anything, she seems to thrive in it. Between points, she reset calmly, bouncing the ball, adjusting her grip, breathing through the moment. There was no visible panic, even when rallies grew tense. Mistakes were met with quick adjustments, not frustration. This mental strength, often invisible but always decisive, has become one of her greatest assets. By the time the match drew to a close, the result felt almost secondary. What mattered was the tone that had been set. Eala had opened her PHL Women's Open campaign not just with a win, but with authority. She reminded everyone, fans, fellow players, and perhaps even herself, that she belongs in these moments, that she is still evolving, still hungry, still reaching. The victory sent her deeper into the draw, but it also sent a message outward. Philippine women's tennis is in capable hands. As the tournament unfolds, challenges will grow tougher. Opponents will study her game more closely. Pressure will increase. But if her opening performance is any indication, Eala is ready to meet it head-on. She understands that success is not built in a single match, but in the consistency of effort, the willingness to learn, and the courage to perform when expectations are highest. For now, though, there is satisfaction in a strong start. As she walked off the court, acknowledging the applause, there was a brief smile, a quiet moment of appreciation. Not triumph, not relief, but gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunity to compete at home, for the support that continues to grow, and for the chance to inspire simply by doing what she loves. The PHL Women's Open is underway, and with Eala setting the pace, it promises to be a tournament defined by grit, grace, and growing belief. If this opening chapter is any indication, the story ahead is one worth watching, point by point, rally by rally, dream by dream.